Hey guys, today I wanted to start my series of videos surrounding the Nintendo 3DS. And I figured I'd do this in a couple different parts. Now, this video here may come across as an unboxing video. However, I've already unboxed the system. What we're going to do is just kind of go over the packaging of the system itself, show you guys what's included in the box. And really, I mean, it's been done so many times here on YouTube, but I figured I would give you guys my perspective on it. On top of that, I wanted to go over the hardware features, or just kind of the hardware of the system itself. Let's go ahead and get into that. If you guys have any questions for me, any suggestions on what you'd like to see around the 3DS, feel free to leave comments, feel free to send me a PM, and I will try to respond with a video or with a reply. So needless to say, this is in fact the package that the 3DS comes in. Same as what you've seen already from several other channels and other unboxing videos. I'm sure all of you have watched those. This is another really nice packaging design by Nintendo. A little bit more understated than some of their other systems that they've come out with. But now that I'm thinking about it, Nintendo usually kind of has this understated packaging. Some of the things you're going to notice, the main thing that you notice is this warning down here. And I know that you probably can't see from my camera, but the 3D mode, it says right here, ages 7 and plus, or ages 7 plus, and that's the warning that's stamped on a lot of these games also that come with this system. So apparently around the age 7 is the magical time that the eyes stop developing. I don't know, but that's what I guess that implies. So if you have a kid out there and you're thinking about this system, if they're 7 years or older, I guess it's okay. And I imagine that only time will tell what kind of damage the 3DS can do, but I would imagine not too much. On the side here, as you can see, it has the just the warnings and various important information that they have to put on all these packages. As you can see, it's got the Wi-Fi stamp on here. It does it in BNG. And then on the back you have the breakdown of the system and a lot of the different applications that come pre-installed on the system. So right off the bat, typical Nintendo style, you have the instruction manual and just some pamphlets, informational pamphlets up in the front. Pull those out and go over those with you. And the first thing that you see is the Mi Plaza, or Street Pass / Mi Plaza. Now, with the Mi Plaza, that's a new feature to the DS. Obviously, you had something very similar to that on the Wii. I can't remember if it's exactly called Plaza or what the terminology is, but this is the first time it's ever come to the DS, so it's kind of a neat thing. And the Street Pass, that's another new feature. So not getting into that too much, but just want to show you guys what comes in here. Let's just give you information, obviously, on setting up Street Pass. And as you'll notice, I mean, this is pretty thick, but just like Nintendo does with all of their stuff, it seems they've included 3 different languages. It's English, Spanish, and French, from what I can tell. So you have the 3 different languages for the Mi Plaza. And then you have a quick start guide, because they know that a lot of people aren't going to take the time to read the manual, if they even take the time to read these. So the quick start guide, and then you have this really big, massive owner's manual here. Go ahead and jump in here and I'll show you guys. I think the one thing that Nintendo's done over the past couple of system launches is they've really kind of taken some notes out of Apple's book. It's not as sleek as that Apple's packaging, but it's still a really nice setup. So let's go ahead and look at the AC adapter. Now, as you can tell with this, I actually haven't even opened this up, and some of you may have wondered, or you may know by now, that this is in fact the same exact AC adapter as what the DSi and the DSi XL uses. So no need to worry. I actually checked out the amperage and voltage myself just to make sure I didn't screw something up, but it is the same exact AC adapter. So that's nice. That way, if you misplace one, you can use the other if you've got both of the systems. One of the other nice things that they've included, which obviously they didn't need to, is this charging dock, which I haven't used yet, because you can still charge this system without the charging dock. You know, I don't really know what the benefit to this would be aside from maybe watching videos. But it's still nice that they've included this at no additional price. And now let's obviously look at the system, which is right here in the middle. As I said, I did open this, but I wanted to show you guys what it would look like if you went ahead and unboxed it. You've got the plastic wrap, or not the plastic, but the styrofoam wrapping that keeps the system scratch free while it's in the box. And there you go, you have the system. It does come with another piece of that styrofoam / plastic material to keep the screen protected during shipping. And you have the system. So let's go ahead and get into an overview of the hardware itself. And sorry if you're distracted by the reflection. This is a very shiny, like chrome paint finish on this system. And let me just tell you right off the bat what I felt when I first opened this up. To me, it didn't feel like a DS at all, and maybe that was intentional on Nintendo's part. But and I don't know. I don't want to be criticized for saying this, but to me, it felt a little bit cheaper. I think it's just the finish of it overall. There's something about this this really high gloss metallic finish that feels almost very plasticky to me. You know, not trying to knock this. I think it looks great, but unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of the feel of it. I think that, you know, a matte finish definitely suits this system a little bit better, and you know, that's kind of the reason why I like the DSi itself. I like the finish on that a little bit more. But however, I do like this, and I do think that it's still nice. The other thing that's kind of odd about this, and I guess maybe it has something to do with the built-in hardware for the 3D imaging, but the top part here sticks out a little bit more, and most of you already know this from looking at some of the specs and different things. So, you know, it's nothing new, but it's just a little bit odd that this sticks out a little bit more. You're used to Nintendo's DS system and handheld systems being a little bit more sleek. Obviously, the first generation of the DS was a really poor design. Sorry if any of you like that. I didn't care much for it, but the DS Lite, you know, on through the DSi XL were all very sleek packages, and really all the lines on that system were kind of made so that it flowed a little bit better and felt a little bit smoother. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the outside things that come with this system itself. You've got the two cameras, and the two cameras obviously are for taking 3D pictures, also used for some of the other games, the augmented reality game, and then for face raiders and who knows what else in the future. But it's cool for that. You've got on the side here the volume, which has gone from the basic rocker button, which they included starting with the DSi, to now back to the slide button, which was on the DS Lite. Over here, same thing as with the DSi, you have the SD card slot. Now the nice thing about this is it does come pre-packaged with a 2 gigabyte all the information on the back here. What you'll notice is there is no one single battery panel. It looks like this whole thing on the back is actually the battery cover. So either there's a very big battery in there, or they just decided to go away from that one little battery cover, which in my opinion is a good move, because I remember there being some issues as I kind of felt around. That felt like that battery cover on the old DSi was a little bit, I don't know if it was, it felt like it wasn't perfectly fit on there for some reason. On this side, you have a switch for the Wi-Fi, so you can turn that on and off. And obviously, you see this little silver switch here, which is for the 3D adjustment on there. The top screen, as you can see, is more of a widescreen aspect ratio. You do have the camera right here in the center, which you can use for taking pictures of yourself and using them to create memes or whatever else you want to do with. Like I said, over here you can see that you have that switch to adjust the 3D strength or pitch, whatever you want to call it. You have the analog stick, which is also new to the DS system. Back over here you have the X, Y, A, B buttons. They all feel pretty solid and actually a little bit better than on the DS system itself and the DSi system. Not as much clicking going on with that. The same thing with the D-pad. It does click a little bit, which is not a big deal. Now, they replaced the power button with a little bit of a different style power button. And down here at the bottom of the screen, they've added the select and start buttons down to the bottom of the screen and the home button. Now, when I originally saw this system, I was thinking that these were just, touch sensitive. Actually, you have to press them in. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. You should be able to make it out a little bit. But anyways, you actually have to press them in, which is unfortunate. I think it would have been a lot more sleek if they had just made it so that it was touch sensitive. Obviously, that's more expensive technology for them to add on here. So, it's all in all not a big deal. And the one issue that I've found through playing this, I don't know if this is that much different as far as the space between the buttons here and the space, to the bottom. But it seems like this really starts to cramp up my hands. I haven't had any problems getting adjusted to the 3D with the video games. The bigger problem that I've had is that my hand starts to get cramped up. But like I said, the finish is a little bit iffy for me, and then just the amount of space, I guess the size of the system, it makes it kind of uncomfortable. I mean, I can see that I've already seen out there on the internet like a grip for this, where you can actually add it onto here, and then it gives you kind of like handles. I don't really want to go that route. I don't like anything like that. I just like my system to be what it is. But hopefully I won't have to go that way. Hopefully just over time I'll get used to it. But with so much space right here, it just seems like a lot of strain on my hands, and that gap between where my thumb comes to rest here and where my hand creases, it just seems like it's a little bit much. So we'll see. Only time will tell. Overall, I think that it's another really well-built system by Nintendo. I don't foresee any major issues with it, and aside from some small complaints, it is really well built. I didn't go over the L and R buttons, but they seem a little bit tighter than what was on the DSi XL and the DSi, and even the DS Lite. The other thing that I did want to mention really quick is just the hinge has me a little bit concerned. That's the only area, if I see this system having any issues as far as breaking down, that's the only area where I see that happening. It just seems like, there's a possibility that this hinge might wear out a little bit. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video to be informational. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send me a PM. And I will be bringing you some more videos here within the next couple of days, going over some different aspects of the DS or the 3DS. I wanted to say DSi, but go over a couple of different aspects of the 3DS. The games, some of the built-in software, and just some of the first impressions surrounding those things. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.